The forgotten wealth of a Roman emperor. Imagine waking up every morning not as a struggling worker, not as a billionaire tech mogul, but as the ruler of the greatest empire the world had ever seen. Armies bend to your command, gold floods your treasury, and cities bear your name. And yet, you sit down, open your personal journal, and write to yourself, soon you will be ashes or bones, a mere name or not even a name. This was Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, arguably the most powerful human of his time and worth an estimated $2.5 billion in today's money. Yet he never wrote about how to get rich, how to conquer lands, or how to exploit power for wealth. Instead, he wrote about discipline, about controlling emotions, about the brevity of life, about memento mori, the reminder that death waits for us all. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. Marcus Aurelius. So let me ask you, why did the richest man in the world wake up every morning reflecting on his mortality instead of his wealth? Why did he journal about virtues instead of investments? And why, 2,000 years later, do tech billionaires and hedge fund legends still study his words? Because Marcus Aurelius understood what we've forgotten. Wealth is not the goal. Wealth is the consequence of mastering yourself. Today, people chase money like a mirage. Endless scrolling, get-rich-quick schemes, crypto pumps, and crash cycles. But in every age, the few who truly build wealth that lasts, like Marcus, like Buffett, like Munger, follow a different script. That script begins with this question: what if your wealth was determined not by your income, but by your discipline? Stoicism, discipline, money management, Stoic wealth, Warren Buffett, Stoicism. Think about Warren Buffett, often called the Oracle of Omaha. He's worth over $100 billion, yet he still lives in the modest house he bought in 1958. He reads for hours daily. He avoids emotional decisions. He praises Stoic principles without even calling them that. Buffett famously said, "The chains of habit are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken." In other words, like Marcus, Buffett knows wealth is built or destroyed by habits you barely notice. So what habits did Marcus Aurelius master to build his empire, and more importantly, himself? Control what you can control. Delay gratification. Let wealth compound quietly. Practice emotional discipline, even when the world is burning. Create value, don't just extract it. Remember death, because urgency shapes legacy. And here's the paradox. Marcus did not chase money, yet money, power, and respect chased him. Wealth chased the one who mastered himself. This is the secret formula of #Stoic wealth, the timeless path that connects ancient emperors to modern moguls. So if you've ever felt stuck in the rat race, tired of chasing more with less satisfaction, or fearful of losing what little you have, then this journey is for you. Because by the end of this guide, you won't just understand how Marcus Aurelius built wealth through Stoic discipline. You'll have a blueprint to build yours. Stay with me. What you're about to discover could be the richest lesson history ever taught us. Stoicism, discipline, money management, Stoic wealth, Warren Buffett, Stoicism. Part 1. The Wealth Paradox. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king of Rome, stands as a paradox of history. As the most powerful man in the world, he controlled armies, wealth, and vast lands. Yet his personal reflections reveal a man indifferent to luxury, cautious of power, and deeply committed to self-mastery. Do not hanker after what you don't have. Instead, fix your attentions on the finest and best that you have, and imagine how much you would crave them if they weren't yours. Marcus Aurelius. Meditations. This is the wealth paradox. Those who obsess over wealth rarely attain true abundance. Meanwhile, those who focus on discipline, character, and service, like Marcus, often find wealth as a byproduct. Marcus valued the intangible forms of wealth: resilience, wisdom, justice, and self-control. In his journal, he warns himself repeatedly to not be seduced by riches, reminding that fortune is fleeting. Today, modern psychology backs this view. A Princeton study by Daniel Kahneman revealed that beyond an annual income of $75,000, more money doesn't significantly boost happiness. Money management isn't just about accumulation. It's about mindset. The real source of wealth: internal mastery. To Marcus, real wealth was never about what he owned, but about who he became. He practiced what modern thinkers call internal locus of control, the belief that you shape your destiny through your actions and mindset. When you focus on building yourself, your skills, and your discipline, wealth naturally follows. In contrast, chasing external markers of success often leads to emptiness, anxiety, and financial instability. Consider this: a person who earns $1 million but spends $1.2 million annually is poorer than the person earning $100,000 who saves $20,000 each year. Marcus would call the latter truly wealthy because they have control over their desires, the hallmark of Stoicism. Modern echoes. Warren Buffett and the wealth of simplicity. Warren Buffett, the world's most famous investor, embodies the same paradox. Despite his $100 billion net worth, he still lives in a modest home he bought in 1958, eats simple meals, and famously avoids impulsive decisions. Buffett once said, "If you buy things you do not need, soon you will have to sell things you do need." This discipline in spending, patience in investing, and simplicity in living reflect the Stoic principle that riches without restraint are liabilities in disguise. Buffett's approach is often called Warren Buffett Stoicism because it mirrors Stoic patience, delayed gratification, and detachment from fleeting trends. The true metrics of wealth. Marcus knew that wealth is not measured by possessions, but by the quality of your decisions, the mastery of your emotions, the strength of your character, the legacy you leave behind. This is why he often meditated on memento mori, remembering death as a motivator to live wisely. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Marcus Aurelius. With this mindset, every action becomes an investment, not just in money, but in integrity, relationships, and wisdom. Practical strategies to apply the wealth paradox. 1. Track your desires. Keep a journal where you note every craving or impulse purchase. Reflect on why you want these things. 2. Practice frugality. Set a monthly challenge to cut unnecessary expenses and redirect that money into investments or learning. 3. Invest in skills. Marcus honed his mind constantly. Today, investing in skills like financial literacy, negotiation, or emotional intelligence yields returns greater than any stock market. 4. Measure wealth in time, not money. How much of your time is free? True wealth is having control over your schedule. Stoic wealth in the digital era. In an age of social media flexing and consumer culture, Stoic principles are more crucial than ever. The pressure to display wealth leads many into debt, while those who quietly build their inner empire, skills, habits, mindset, create lasting prosperity. The man who has adapted to poverty possesses riches in abundance. Seneca. This isn't about rejecting wealth, it's about redefining it. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, yet saw himself as a temporary steward, not a permanent owner. The legacy of Marcus and modern Stoics. The question isn't, how much money did Marcus have, but rather, what kind of man was able to hold such power without being corrupted by it? In the modern world, the wealthiest like Warren Buffett echo this philosophy. The chains of habit are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken. In both ancient Rome and today's stock markets, the lesson is clear. Wealth is not what you pursue. It's what you attract by becoming worthy of it. Call to action. If you want to master wealth the Stoic way, start by mastering yourself. Build habits, control desires, and define success by your own principles. Her Stoicism, Joshua Discipline, Joshua Money Management, Joshua Stoic Wealth. Part 2, 5 Stoic Financial Principles, Overview 1. Control what you can control, 1,000 words. Marcus Aurelius led an empire during wars, plagues, and political betrayals. Yet he remained composed. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is the first principle of Stoicism applied to money management. Control the controllables. In investing, this means focusing on your savings rate, your spending habits, your investment strategy. You can't control market crashes, but you can control your reactions. During the 2008 financial crisis, Warren Buffett remained calm and famously invested in struggling firms. A classic application of Warren Buffett's Stoicism. Buffett says, "Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful." This Stoic discipline shields your wealth from the storms of emotion-driven decisions. 2. Delayed gratification equals compound wealth, 1,000 words. Marcus practiced frugality. He could have indulged in Rome's luxuries, but he chose restraint. Stanford's famous marshmallow experiment proved that children who delay gratification achieve better life outcomes, academically, socially, and financially. Warren Buffett describes compounding as, "My life has been a product of compound interest." Imagine investing $1,000 at 8% annually. In 30 years, it becomes nearly $10,000, but only if you resist cashing out early. Delaying gratification is the secret of #Stoic Wealth. Instead of spending impulsively, reinvest in your education, in businesses, in long-term assets. Marcus said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Apply this. If the purchase isn't aligned with long-term goals, don't make it. Yasha Stoicism, Stoic Discipline, Money Management, Stoic Wealth, short Warren Buffett Stoicism. 3. Emotional discipline in money decisions, 1,000 words. Emotions are wealth's enemy. Fear and greed cloud judgment. Marcus used premeditatio malorum, anticipating worst-case scenarios. This made him emotionally resilient. In markets, emotional discipline means avoid panic selling during crashes, avoid euphoric buying during bubbles. Dalbar's research shows average investors underperform the market by 3 to 4% annually due to emotional reactions. Practices to build discipline: daily meditation, journaling emotions after financial decisions, setting automated investments to remove emotion. Buffett again mirrors Marcus. The most important quality for an investor is temperament, not intellect. Embrace number Stoicism. Build your financial temperament. 4. Value creation over value extraction, 1,000 words. Marcus built roads, aqueducts, and strengthened law, creating enduring value for Rome. In modern wealth building, this is about entrepreneurship, innovation, and solving problems. Jeff Bezos. If you build a great experience, customers will tell each other. Word of mouth is powerful. Value creation attracts sustainable wealth. Extraction, quick wins, exploitation is short-lived. Ask yourself daily, am I creating or just extracting? How does my work improve others' lives? Wealth follows value. This is the heart of #Stoic Wealth. 5. Memento mori for financial freedom, 1,000 words. Memento mori, remember you must die. Marcus used this to remain urgent but not anxious. Financially, this means don't postpone savings and investments. Prioritize building passive income now. Write your financial legacy plan. A shocking stat, 68% of Americans have less than $1,000 in savings. Mortality reminds us tomorrow isn't promised. Legacy builders like Marcus think beyond themselves. Buffett's giving pledge, donating 99% of his wealth, is modern memento mori. Live urgently but wisely. Build stoic wealth with the awareness that time is your most finite resource. Part 3. Action steps. If wealth is built on discipline, mindset, and legacy, then how can we apply this ancient wisdom practically today? Marcus Aurelius did not merely theorize. He practiced every day. The following Stoic wealth blueprint is inspired by his discipline, modernized for today's world. 1. Morning ritual. Own the first hour. Marcus began his day with deep reflection. He wrote in Meditations, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love." Start your day with a 3-step morning ritual. 1. Control. Check, ask, what can I control today? 2nd, desire. Audit, which desires are driving my actions today, and do they serve my higher goals? 3rd, memento mori, reflection. If today was my last, what would I focus on? This is the discipline of mental alignment, ensuring that before the world's chaos reaches you, you've anchored your mind. 2. The expense journal. From mindless spending to mindful investment, track every dollar you spend. Label it either value or vanity. A Harvard Business Review study revealed that people who track spending are 30% more likely to meet financial goals. What gets measured gets managed. Peter Drucker. The Stoic habit of journaling aligns perfectly with number money management. Marcus reviewed his flaws daily. You should do the same with your finances. 3rd monthly Stoic review. Audit your emotional discipline. Set aside 1 day a month for the following. Review all financial decisions. Were they emotional or rational? Check investment growth. Identify emotional triggers that led to unnecessary spending. This is applying number discipline through consistent reflection. Warren Buffett once said, "Only when the tide goes out do you discover who's been swimming naked." Don't wait for financial tides to reveal your weaknesses. Review them monthly. 4th, skill investment. Your greatest asset, Buffett, credits his wealth not just to investing, but to learning continuously. He reads 500 pages a day. Allocate 10% of your income to personal development. Books, courses, mentorship. Marcus wrote, "The mind adapts and converts to its own purposes the obstacle to our acting. The impediment to action advances action." Each skill you acquire converts obstacles into opportunities. That is number Stoic wealth. The legacy letter. Design your wealth's purpose. Write a letter as if today is your last, answering, what impact do I want my wealth to have? Who will benefit from my knowledge and resources? What values must my wealth represent? Marcus never wrote Meditations for publication, yet it became his most valuable legacy. The 30-day Stoic Wealth Challenge over the next 30 days. Implement 1 habit per day. Day 1 through 7. Morning ritual. Day 8 through 14. Expense journaling. Day 15 to 21. Emotional decision reflection. Day 22 to 28. Skill investment. Day 29 to 30. Write or revise your legacy letter. Document your progress. Share it publicly if possible. Accountability breeds consistency. Real-world example, the Buffett Stoic routine. Morning, reviews reading and market insights without making instant decisions. Midday reflects on long-term holdings, not daily fluctuations. Evening reads biographies, learning from history. This isn't just investing, it's modern-day number Warren Buffett's Stoicism. Final reflection, Marcus taught, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Think daily about stoicism, discipline, money management, and stoic wealth. Over time, your actions will mirror those thoughts, and your wealth will grow. If you're serious about transforming your financial destiny, start today. Subscribe to Making Life Better for exclusive strategies on stoic wealth building, timeless philosophy, and actionable financial mastery. Download our free Stoic Wealth Blueprint PDF. Link in the description. And remember, fortune favors the discipline.